most of the information was coming through the women. It's normally been ladies who had their own husbands killed or their sons killed. I mean, it would go to that point before they would begin to talk to me and told me to be very careful in certain areas and so on. And I think I was aware of that myself, of what was, what they could do. And I was on my way to make a retreat. It was on a Sunday, going to Oaxaca from Quiachapa. It's about another eight-hour trip, and it's on the Pan American Highway. It's in the higher part, where the roads curve, and it was a Sunday, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and going around a small curve. I thought the truck had exploded on me. That was my first reaction. I thought it had blown up because it carried gasoline in the back, but then I realized the things that had started to fall on me was being shot at, machine gunned. A very, very frightening experience and a fearful experience. I guess the Lord just takes care of His own, I might say, but till I was able to get further away from there to stop in a small village and see the outside damage that the truck, but the other stuff had fallen in on me. And to begin to realize what had happened, and I stopped off the road, and there were other trucks that had stopped there, and several cars before they had gone up, and buses. There's a lot of they recognized me. The people, they said Padrecito. They said it's the priest, and they got out. They saw the bullet holes in the truck. The people didn't say anything, but Monday morning, Father Ernesto Leakins, who was a companion of mine in Oblate, had been out in the missions for a couple of weeks on horseback and had come back Saturday. And they asked us to go to a meeting in the morning in the municipio. And he and I went together. And the authority there in the pueblo of Quiachapa, San Pedro Martir, Quiachapa, said, we are aware and we understand that you have gone through this experience. You had been shot at, and they want to harm you. And they said, is there anything we can do for you? Well, I was already trembling and could hardly stand. And it came to me to say, I need an answer also from you first. If I stay here with you and live here with you, will I be the cause of you suffering and of you being targets for these people? And they said, no, stay with us. So then I began to cry. Many of them cried. So I stayed there another 7 years. I was most impressed, and I wrote it in my book, of an incident of a lady. She could have been 80 years of age, who was. They were after someone's in her family in a shack at night, and they went there and shot. She went to answer the door, and they shot two guys, and because they riddled her with bullets. But she lived partially for I'd say an hour or so. And the nurses came to get me and said, there's this lady that shot, and we brought her down to our clinic. Well, there wasn't anything we could do for her except that her condition was just, and yet she she was still conscious enough to say something that I never forgot. She said, Father, she's telling me, I forgive them. I said, well, this is Jesus Christ talking over. And, I wondered about myself, would I be able to do that? I don't know.